Welcome, guys. I am Naga Kavya, a final year Triple E student in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Tirupati, and my another teammate is Akhilandeshwari. Now, I am going to present our IOT project, which will be based on home automation solution. Let us presentation. Initially, we need a programming language. So here we have selected the C programming language. As we know, C is the mother of all programming languages, which was developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972. C language is efficiency and low level access, and it is, its core concepts and syntax formed the basics of other languages like C++, Java, and Python. That's why we can say C is the mother of programming languages. Now let us understand the anatomy of a C. The syntax of C is concise and standardized structure. Initially, there will be a processing directives, which will be pre-processing directives, which includes the header files. And the second part is global variables, which involves the declarations of variables. And the next part is main function, which will be the entry point of the program. And there will be local variable declarations in the main function. And and the last is program statements and expressions. Now we can see the foundation code powers of modern tech in C. There will be a building databases, designing compilers, operating systems, game and animations, and embedded systems also. See, C is the foundation of countless applications. We can see here there will be a five applications which are shown here. And now let us understand the data types of C. Mainly there will be three data types in C. The first one is primitive data type, and second one is derived data type, and third one is user defined type. Initially primitive data types are defined by the computer itself, like character, int, float, double, and void. Derived data types are signed and unsigned. There will be long double. And the last one is user defined type. And let us see the modifiers. There will be four modifiers in C: short, long, signed, and unsigned. Data type modifiers are, are allows us to find and tune the range and storage of the variables. And there will be a 32 keywords in C which are standard and special identifiers reserved in the C language. They possess predefined meanings and cannot be repurposed by the programmer. And they are divided into four groups. And the first one is defining variables like int, char, float, double, void, enum, struct, and typedef. And the second one is control flow. These are the keywords we'll use in C for control statements. And third one is storage and scope. For storage purpose, we'll use these keywords. And the fourth part is size and function. For defining the size and functions, we'll use these keywords. So there will be mainly 32 keywords which are pre-reserved. And we can see the standard C keywords like auto, break, case, care, const, continue, and so on. These are the building blocks and commands that give instructions to the compilers. Let us go for the next part. Controlling programming flow. Conditional statements constructs enable programs to make decisions and execute different blocks of code based on different conditions. So these statements works to execute the chosen block. And for multiple branch selections, we'll use else if or switch statements. And for binary branch execution, we'll use if and if else statements. Finally, by checking the expression, we'll evaluate the truth by using the different conditions. And the next part is looping statements, which are essential for repetitive tasks and allowing a block of code to execute it multiple times. There will be three types of looping statements in C language, and the first one is for loop, which involves initialization, condition checking, and iteration increment in one line, and while loop, which executes block of codes as long as defined condition is true, and do while loop, similar to the while loop but guarantees that the loop body executes at least once. Like whenever we know the number of iterations, we can use the for loop, and there will be a in finite number of iterations, then we'll use while loop. Whenever we know the last part of our iteration, we can use while loop. If at least we need to execute the body of the condition at least once, then we can use do while loop. And the another programming language we are going to use is C++, which was came from the C itself only, invented by Jarny Stroudstroke in 1979. As we know, initially C++ is called as C with classes. However, it was changed as C++, which can add many more features for C language and best thought for a superset of C. So we can say C++ is the superset of C. Now let us see the difference between C and C++. Strongly we can say C++ is the object-oriented programming language, whereas C is the procedure-oriented programming language. These are the main key components between C and C++. Even though C was arrived from C itself only, there will be a huge difference. We can we can see in the comparison when compared to C++, C is a subset of C++, and C++ is the superset of C. C can supports the procedure programming, whereas C++ supports both procedure and object-oriented programming. In C, data are free entities and can be manipulated by outside code. This is because C does not support information hiding. In C++, encapsulation hides the data to ensure that data structures and operators are used as intended. So, this is the difference between C versus C++. Now, let us move on to the next part. And our main thing in our project is IoT. Even though we are doing the project using this Internet of Things only. So, IoT is a network of physical objects called things, like which are embedded with sensors, software, and other technologies to connect and exchange data with other devices and systems over the internet. And coming to applications of IoT, IoT is mainly used in smart homes, smart cities, healthcare, and industrial IoT. So, in smart homes, like where we can observe the IoT things, like there will be a automated control of lighting and heating, there will be a security systems, And we can observe in public places like shopping malls, hospitals, and some more places we can observe there will be a automation system. So in this part, the main thing used is IoT. And for smart cities, we can see for traffic management and waste management, IoT will be used. And it can be used in healthcare and industrial purpose also. As we know, IoT is the embedded of sensors and software technologies. Then what is called embedded system? Embedded system is a computational system which involves the integration of both software and hardware in order to perform a given task, which can be said as dedicated computer which has been developed for particular reason. And the examples for embedded systems are digital watches, washing machines, smartphones, and automotive systems. And these embedded systems are a wide range of applications for consumer electronics to industrial machinery and medical devices. And the things we are used in our project are there will be few things which are used in our project, and the first and main thing is Arduino Uno, which is a open source electronic platform used for building electronic projects, which consist of both hardware, a physical programming circuit board called Arduino board, and it consists software also, which will be Arduino IDE, which is integrated development environment that can runs on your computer. So Arduino will be used for both software and hardware purpose. It can consist of switches and sensors. And to execute and see the components, we need another thing called PiximLab, which will be also known as Pix Simulator Laboratory. Is a simulation tool which will be used to test and debug microcontroller based circuits, especially those using PIC, AVIA, or Arduino microcontrollers without needing actual hardware. So, without physical, without needing physical hardware, we can test a simulation using this PICSIM laboratory. It consists of LEDs, switches, motors, microcontrollers, and LCDs, and few more components also. Now let us see the remaining components which are used in our project. And the next component which was mainly used is LED. As we know our in many electronic projects we use LEDs as the main thing which can shows the indication of our project. A light emitting diode is a semiconductor device that emits light when current flows through it. And we can see the parts of LED, which consist of cathode and anode. And we can see the remaining parts of LED also. Now let us go for the another topic. As we know, we are using Pixin Lab and the microcontrollers. And another thing we are going to use for display purpose is CLCD, which is known as character liquid crystal display. It can display the whatever the information and message we need to know. Alphanumeric LCD display model meaning can display alphabets and numericals also. From D0 to D7 are the data transfer lines which will be used for CLCD. It contains 4 rows. Each row can print 16 characters. Now let us move on to the next things. And more few more elements used in our project is temperature sensors and the cereal tank. As we know, the uses of temperature sensors, which can be used to know the temperature, and the tank sensors. Let us move on to the another one. And the most important and final part of our IoT project is BLYNK app, which is a low code tool for building, deploying, and managing Internet of Things projects by connecting hardware to the internet. It allows users to create mobile and web applications to remotely control and monitor connected electronic devices, analyze data, and send notifications as well as. So, using the BLYNK app, we can manage the project and we can display our project in mobile phone also. And it's all about my presentation. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Now, let us move on to the project demo.
Hello everyone, this is the home automation project completed by Akhilaneshwari and Kavya, and this is the Arduino Uno, this is the LCD screen, this will be cooler, and this is the blink app screen from my mobile phone, and it shows like this: heater off. These are the 4 buttons are there: heater, cooler, and inlet valve and outlet valve. This is the temperature sensor. This is the volume of the cereal tank. From take the tools, cereal tank here, and take the COM4 and connect it to, and it will shows like increasing. Takes few minutes. If we start this project, it shows like this, slowly increasing. Slowly increasing, and temperature is the 27.34 degrees, and the volume will be increases slowly until the tank will be full, and it shows the messages: inlet valve will be on. If I press the off button, it shows off, and if we press the outlet valve, the volume will be decreases slightly. It shows here. If we press the off button, it will stop the outlet valve. And coming to the cooler, if we press the cooler on button, it starts the decreasing of the temperature, and it shows the message cooler on the LCD screen. It will slightly decreases the temperature. Shows if I press on button, off button, it shows the cooler off. If we press the off button, on button of the heater, the temperature will be increases slowly. It shows here and shows the message heater on the LCD screen, and also temperature increases, and it shows like this in the mobile phone screen also by using the temperature sensor. If we press the off button, the temperature will be off. And coming to the cooler, if we press the off on button, the cooler will be on. It shows here, and the fan of the cooler will running, and also shows the message cooler on. Here the temperature will be decreases slightly, and also shows here mobile phone also. Then if we stop the cooler, then it will be off. This is the complete overview of the home automation. And coming to the source code of this, this is the main source code of the home automation. Here these are the IDs of the Blink app, home automation. This is the header files of this. This is the header file of the LCD screen, LDR temperature system, and serial tank header file. Here is the blink timer and blink write code. Here is the LCD of the columns and rows. Print the cooler on and cooler off messages. And this is the heater overview of the LCD screen. Here is the heater on and heater off messages. This is the volume of the serial tank messages. This code will be Blink app. This code will suitable for the Blink LCD printer. This is the temperature gauge. Temperature gauge is the temperature sensor. Water volume gauge is the volume sensor. These are all the main code of the setup of this code, and is the loop continuation of the code. This is the complete of the LDR code. This code will be header files of the LDR. This is the main header files. These are all the serial tank main code. These are all the serial tank header files. This is the temperature system code. This is the temperature system header files. This is the complete home automation project. Thank you.